This is a short video showing how to adjust a receipt posted for the wrong amount in the UAN software. Why would I adjust a receipt? Well, the number one reason, the receipt was posted for the wrong amount. We have two additional videos for special situations that require unusual receipt adjustment procedures. If you need to produce a refund warrant, watch that video. Or if you need to manage a customer's return check, watch that video. I want to take a moment to emphasize how important it is to use the accurate date on a receipt adjustment. I'll take you to the software and show you how to adjust a receipt the correct way. In Training Land, the date is May 2nd, and I'm doing my April bank reconciliation and find that I am $50 out of balance. I've found the problem. On my Primary Receipts tab, receipt number 38 does not match the cleared amount on my bank statement. I don't just clear the receipt and plug in an adjusting factor. This is a mistake that needs to be corrected in April. So I save and close the bank reconciliation, and I go find and fix the mistake. I need to check my physical records, and I can't show you those, so I'll take you to Accounting, Reports and Statement, Receipt Reports. Receipt number 38 is the problem. This is money that's collected by our cemetery sexton. He writes receipts to each customer and then compiles a list of the total and submits those with his duplicate deposit tickets to me, and I post a receipt. He gave me a total of $700 for fees and $2,300 for sale of cemetery lots. But when I'm looking at his receipts, that doesn't match. It really is $3,050, but I don't know where the $50 belongs. I'm going to need to call Brutus to find out how to correct the mistake. Brutus tells me that the $50 belongs on the fees account, so it should have been $750. That will make my receipt accurate. So I'm ready to go back to the software and make the correction. We go to Accounting, Utilities, and Receipt Utility. On the Receipt Utility form, I can change the type and the status to make my list shorter. And I can use the headers at the top of each column to sort these to make it easier to find my receipt. There's receipt number 38. And I click Adjust. On the Adjust Receipt form, first we look in the white box that contains the account used in the original receipt. I don't need to use my data entry line because the account that needs corrected is already listed. The only time I need to use the data entry line is if I had to introduce an account that was not already in the list. My account for fees is the one that needs to be adjusted, so I click in the adjustment column and enter the amount and press enter. I check carefully my revised total. Always check to make sure you have adjusted the receipt the correct direction. We get a lot of calls, mistakes being made when adjusting items. If I needed to reduce the amount of the receipt by $50, I would simply enter a negative sign and it would reduce. So be careful and check you've gone the right direction before you post. I have to type a purpose in the box. Keep it simple, but something the auditor would be able to understand. And the last step, the date, is very important to your bank reconciliation and monthly finance reports. Don't get sloppy. If you're correcting an error on the receipt before it's been cleared on a posted bank reconciliation, like in my example, you should always use the original post date. So I'm going to backdate this to April 7th, the date it was originally posted. If this receipt was cleared for the wrong amount and an adjusting factor was plugged into the bank reconciliation and it was posted, I would need to enter the adjustment at some point so I would reconcile with the bank, but I would have to use a date after the last posted bank reconciliation. Before I post, I verify that the revised total is accurate. I've posted the adjustment on the correct account code, my purpose looks good, and my date is accurate. I click Post, and the system gives me the opportunity to print an adjustment report. I say yes, and keep that with the original receipt. Now I can go back to my bank reconciliation. I'll mark it and click Edit and Post. I'm going to get a message that says transactions have been posted since the bank reconciliation was saved. Well, that's correct. I just posted an item. And I'm also getting the message, important, read carefully. Please don't blow past those messages. It says outstanding adjustments exist for this bank reconciliation. It needs to be cleared, so don't ignore these. Click OK. So I can go now to my Primary Receipts tab. My receipt still appears as $3,000. That's not wrong. The original receipt will always show for the original amount posted. I clear that $3,000 receipt and I go to the Primary Adjustments tab and clear the $50 adjustment. That brings me into balance. I hope the information in this video was helpful. If you need assistance with the steps shown in this video, contact UAN support using the information provided on the screen. All UAN Housekeeping Series videos qualify for House Bill 10 training. If you have any questions about self-reporting your training hours, please call or email your question using the contact information you see on the screen now. This video is not long enough to self-report by itself. If you have only watched this video, you cannot self-report the time. However, if you watch more videos in the housekeeping series and their combined time is at least 30 minutes, you can self-report the combined time.